UFGT is a great tournament, and it hits all walks of life. So please come and have fun. Other than that, the tournament will be May 23rd to 25th. So please mark your calendars if that's something that you'd be interested in attending. Other than that, go ahead.
No, go ahead what you're saying, because I was going to tell you ask a joke question. But go ahead.
But that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I mean, James, thanks for having me on. I was going to come on earlier when Rolando was on, because I had a brilliant idea.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question? What happened with that?
There's going to be a statement tomorrow or today.
Wait, all right. What was discussed? What happened? Who was in here? Who was speaking? What happened? Please,
I was telling Rolando several times to stop beating around the bush, just fix everything and pay, pretty much.
Is he gonna pay?
They're
Yeah,
gonna pay.
They're gonna pay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get my money.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now you guys all realize I did tell you 12%.
Wait, is that Sanford Kelly or Kelly Sanford?
You can.
God.
Sir, what is your official name?
Wow.
Just say the king.
I guess.
Speaking of the king. Speaking of the king.
Wait, time out. That's my boy Sanford, who was thirsting after my sister.
Dude, you talked to him for like an hour about Hulk Hogan's leg drop.
I
And you don't know who you're talking to?
I'm not looking at it. I'm so used to him saying like. I'm so used to him saying.
What did he say? What did Rolando say though? Seriously.
No, just that he's gonna. People are gonna get squared. It's not gonna be overnight. Obviously he's apologetic. He's not the guy who's cutting the checks. It's like pulling teeth basically for him to get the money. He knows people are owed money. He doesn't want to get attacked as if it's him personally doing it, because it's not.
I'm sorry. So he's going to take more responsibility right now. Now
he can't. He's not the one that's cutting the check.
So he's not your boy no more. He's your man.
He's the man, Rolando.
All right.
He's still my boy. I got no problems.
About UFGT. So, okay, what's his name? Who's the guy doing UFGT?
Keats.
Keats.
You're Keats.
No,
I'm Webster.
Why should
Yo, Webster, can I ask you something?
Yo,
I fucking know Webster, because I remember Yumacon where I couldn't do a cartwheel and he could. I got so mad.
Do you remember that?
I remember a lot of shit.
Who doesn't remember?
I remember the first.
All
right, so I gotta ask you, man. Why does Keats rip off other TO's ideas?
And not announce himself, you bum.
No. I'm trying to ask Webster a question about Keats. He ripped off another TO's designs, dude. That's kind of messed up. What are you gonna do this year?
Were they your designs?
No. It was Guts. Like, remember Guts in Boston? The whole idea was based on Nickelodeon, and then UFGT 8 or whatever the latest one was the same exact design.
Well, first of all, for the record, I cannot speak for Keats. You have to ask Keats that question, and I'm sure if you directly ask him, he will answer it.
Well, maybe Webster. Maybe you think
it was more of a joke.
Maybe you could work as an in-between man and get him on the show.
I've talked to Keats numerous times about talking to you on the show, and
just seen Keats at
I just laughed because I took that.
He's just not interested.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
He's the type that steers away from drama if he can. So that's kind of his thing. I thought the whole Guts thing was going to be a little bit more than just the type of trophy we were going to get. I thought we were going to have like a big ass physical challenge that we're going to be doing, and
I wanted to see niggas get slimed.
Trying to climb an aggro crag or some shit. I thought it was going to be something epic, but I guess, I don't know if that's something.
I was talking with Jamie, who does
instead of that, you got a mystery game tournament and disappointment instead of people getting slimed.
Yeah, the slime would have been nice.
I remember watching the trailer, and I hit up Jamie, who runs Guts, who runs Game Underground. I said, "Yo, Jamie, do you know UFGT just took your entire concept, and he had to change last minute his entire design for fucking Guts to make it look like Super Street Fighter, which kind of sucked because he really wanted, because his tournament was literally called Guts, so it kind of made sense."
Well, Jonathan, are you gonna bitch when I do my first New York tournament e-picks?
Yes, of course I will. Goddamn right.
Picks.
E-picks instead
No,
of Apex.
there's actually a BPEX. That's the after party. I'm not bullshitting you. There's actually a BPEX that exists that me, my boy D1, and a few others we kind of get have a little fun. But yeah,
Define
I can't
fun.
believe I was talking to Sanford this whole fucking time. I need to look at my computer. I'm legit-
That's crazy
Wow.
talk. How did you not know that was Sanford Kelly?
Because I have my headset on and I'm looking away. I'm like,
He said listen like 4 times in a row to get your attention.
Yeah,
You did not know.
But he didn't say like pick the top.
You didn't say pick
Oh,
the top
You
tier.
didn't know.
There's Sanfordism.
Pick
Do you
only.
not know there's Sanfordisms? Like beat 'em and like top tier. Like he was just all like mellow and shit. And I'm not used
that
to mellow.
was different. Yeah, that was kind of.
That's why I thought it was like some random person named Kelly Sanford.
Nah, man.
Do you not see his picture?
Stop looking until now. Fuck you.
I mean,
This is the me outside of video games, outside of gaming.
I think John's mind
Yo.
is completely fucked right now. I think he.
I am fucked because like, yo, real talk. Sanford and me talk a bunch of times, yo. And he's
Are
like
you
the
sure that was Justin right there? Like this whole time, were you aware that was Justin Wong?
Shut
Imposter.
the fuck up. I know what Justin sounds like. Justin is like. I'm just saying, Justin's like my.
Sanford, apparently Justin is more important to you than he. Apparently Justin is more important to him than you are. What are your thoughts on that?
That's fine.
Listen,
That's just a Wong.
But now that
Let me
brings
tell
me
you-
to, wait. That brings me
Shut
no. That brings me to another topic that
Justin is very
I
important.
think should happen.
ChrisG moving to California.
No,
It'll be over. The East Coast will never win a tournament again.
Wow.
nah,
What?
that won't happen.
I'm just fucking.
I think it might.
Chris ain't
It
going.
might.
Chris ain't going to Cali.
They'll never. I mean, I get it's
How do you
Street
feel about
Fighter
that,
will win.
Sanford?
It actually could be possible.
It's a
considering
strong
if
possibility.
HG keeps
I
up.
saw-
Street Fighter will win.
My thing is
They're
this.
done.
I got a question.
Wait,
How do you
hold
guys
on.
feel about that? You know,
What?
like
Yeah,
all
let's
these,
talk about
all
that.
these top players like trying to move over to the West Coast. I mean, do you feel that will diminish our like strength on the East Coast? Do you think that it's even a concern to be worried about if people actually do decide to go?
Let me
It's
tell
the
you
same.
something. Let me
It's
tell
the
let me
same
tell you
shit as
something.
the Heat.
No. Listen. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay, now I know it's Sanford.
There's more opportunities in the West Coast in terms of marketing yourself. That is a fact.
Yeah.
There's more sponsorships out there. There's more development of personality within yourself. So if you move out there, it is more opportunity for you. So yes, it is a smarter decision to move out there for Chris, because Chris has made it. You know, he's the most consistent player in the United States right now overall, and it is a big opportunity for him. And his girlfriend also lives out there, so it's a double positive.
Right.
And then
He's
there's
he's
the other.
absolutely right.
There's the other factor though.
It's better weather.
Not getting what you want. And up and moving. If he has nothing concrete,
you.
if he has nothing concrete, he's basically floating on his women of prayer and hoping something actually materializes into something else.
I'm gonna tell you right now, though. I'm gonna tell you right now, though. In my opinion, I think in Street Fighter he's not gonna do as well as he does over there.
I agree.
But he's gonna get better because he's gonna be over there.
No.
If he goes
He's
over there.
gonna get better, but he's not gonna do as well
Why do you say that, Sanford?
because they have better players over there overall.
I think East Coast defense is stronger though.
No. I said overall, they have better
Okay.
players. They have more solid players over there, in my opinion.
For 2D games.
No, I'm saying Street Fighter.
Oh,
Am I hearing the Walking Dead?
But their cheese fries suck, and so does their mac and cheese.
mac and cheese
Yes,
and cheese
I'm
fries
watching-
suck everywhere except in Wisconsin.
I'm watching The Walking Dead on Netflix right now.
I just
And
still
that's
can't.
why Five Guys is better than In-N-Out.
Webster, I can confirm that statement.
But yeah, I feel that SoCal specifically is stronger in Street Fighter than New York is right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Overall.
That's fair.
And I feel that when Chris goes over there, he's gonna have a harder time than he has over here.
But we'll have
Always.
a new dominating
is
person
that
at next
Mark?
level.
Huh?
We'll have a new dominating person at next level, though.
No, you won't.
What do you mean?
He'll be gone.
Sanford's gonna win.
Sanford.
I won 72 next level tournaments already. Chris
It's
is
gonna be
only
Sanford's rent money.
Chris has only won 11.
So that makes you have another 11 that you can put under your belt.
Yeah,
You
but
could
you
come
just
the
said
undisputed.
Chris is gonna win. I win the most.
I think he's talking about overall, like winning like Marvel
Overall.
also and accounting.
Oh,
The
he just-
whole, yeah, the whole,
Oh, he
not
just said
not
that.
just Street Fighter.
then yeah.
Now, my other thing is, since I have you two on there right now, when's the run back going to happen, Justin?
I think whenever we see each other in a tournament again, I don't mind.
Apex.
I respect that. I've never respected someone's pop so much until now.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, when the next build of the game comes out, we're not gonna have us flying out of ultras no more.
Damn.
So that means Apex.
I mean, the match was already in your favor regardless. You know that, right?
Here we go.
You remember UFGT?
Good night.
Rufus for Sagat 7-3. Yeah, right. Suck my dick. Remember you said that?
I'm gonna just leave it as you escaped with your life. And the
Yo,
next
yeah,
time,
you know,
let me finish.
Okay.
I let you talk. Let me talk. I said you escaped with your life the last time I played you, and the next time I play you, you're not gonna get lucky anymore.
I'm not gonna get lucky.
Because I watched the footage and I saw everything that I
Shots
I
fired.
watched the
Bang, bang.
footage. I watched the footage, and you fell out of 3 of my ultras. And you know what happened. You were the better man that day. And the next time I play you, you're not gonna fall out of my ultras next time. That's all I gotta say.
I think
But
most
Sanford,
people
isn't that
FGC
getting fixed in Ultra though?
Like I said, the next time I play him, that's not gonna happen next time.
I think a lot of people.
I know that I did wrong.
That the biggest rivalry in the FGC are these two right here. Like, period. It's been over 15 years these two have been playing each other in like Marvel 2.
Yeah, these two.
I could never not respect Justin because he made me the man that I am today. So I will never discredit him in any way. I will always support him and I'll always have his back whenever he wants to play anybody else. But when he's playing with me, he's not fucking with me.
Dang.
I like that. That's fun.
The motherfucking game!
You can't disrespect him, but you're more than willing to whoop his ass at any time, right, Sanford?
Wait, stop. Bow down to the king.
That is why Sanford gets the respect he does from a lot of people.
Nah, that's not why I get the respect that I get.
Yes, it is.
I get the respect that I get because I just want to beat ass.
Beat that ass. Beat the
I just want to
That
beat
sounds
ass.
pretty. I'm sorry, I took that the wrong way.
Yo, you know what the funny part was? Like, about the match in NEC, right? So after he beat Eduardo, I like how everyone already knew what was gonna happen next, right? And then you know how like when they were looking for me, like they didn't even have to look for me. They already knew where I was, 100%. I was like, I already know. I'm gonna just stand right here and
But
just
I want
accept the
to.
fate.
But I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something, Justin, man to man. All right. The reason that I called you out is not because of our rivalry. Believe it or not, that's not why I called you out. The reason that I called you out is because you made it. Because you're somebody in this community. Because you're esports. You're not necessarily just a fighting game player in the fighting game community. You're somebody important. You are the most important player in that room. So on a global standpoint, I needed to call you out. It had nothing to do with our rivalry. You were the person that I needed to call out to put myself out there.
I was used. I was used for a publicity stunt.
You were a prop.
No,
That's your business.
I'm sorry, that is exactly how it sounded. I did not give a fuck.
Hey, listen.
Justin, you got co-opted with some ulterior motives by Sanford.
If
became
that's the way that you want
Smash
to,
throw.
if that's the
Stop
way that
mashing
you want to take it, then yes, I did do that for that reason. Because it wasn't just about beating you. It was about the hype and the excitement. That's what I wanted to create. I wanted to create a moment because we both created moments over the years that nobody will forget. Me and you. So it wasn't just about the matchup, between me and you. It was about the gain for both of us.
Justin the prop wall.
You were used. You were.
I understand what you're saying, Sanford.
How does it feel to be used?
He used you.
Damn it.
Now you got to. Well, now you got to see. Now you got to change your name to OBS EG Justin Wong and go after him.
Listen, Justin, listen. I'll call SVU to help you. All right. I'll call SVU to help you.
It's all right. I'm used to being used.
I hate
Yo,
to say this.
SVU EG Justin.
Just hug Momochi, Justin. He'll be
I could be
okay.
that guy, but technically, Justin, you lost.
Someone called Detective Stabler. Justin got used.
We have a man down. Call SVU. Detective Stabler, we need you. I wish that man would come back. Real talk.
I called PR Rog out because I just wanted to legitimately beat him. That's why I called him out. Aqua Silk called me out. I never called Aqua Silk out. He called me out from day one. So that's why that happened.
Did you guys ever play?
Oh yes, they played.
Me and Aqua Silk?
Yeah.
That shit was rape. That was a rape.
That was
Aqua called
Did Archero just
Listen, let me tell you something, all right? I'm very observant. When Aqua Silk made his video popping off before we actually played the match, if you recall, I didn't get a pop-off video. Only he did. Only he was able to pop off. I had no video to defend myself. Nothing. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just go in there, play, and if I would have lost, I would have got all the heat in the world. But when I won, I heard silence in the room. There was nobody clapping or applauding, nothing. So
I would have clapped for you.
I was basically the heel when I beat Aquasilk, but he was the one popping off to me. Isn't that crazy?
That's very crazy.
The way it works.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something? This sounds fucked up, but what has Aqua Silk ever done?
What do you mean, like in terms of the community?
In tournament?
Hold that thought. 1 second.
I'm just asking because I see him on the stream talking. You know, he's pretty decent, like Zangief, but I don't see.
Okay, John.
Yeah.
Ask
What
that
up?
question one more time. Ask that question right now.
Okay. What is Zangief? What has Aqua Silk ever done in tournament?
Okay.
Can Justin Wong answer that question?
Wow, he's playing.
Damn.
Wait, answer what?
Damn.
Aqua Silk?
What is nothing?
Oh, he's an entertainer.
No, I meant in tournament results.
Oh, in tournament results?
Not the Jeopardy.
He's playing that.
He's mainly just an entertainer, to be honest.
That's why.
He's a person.
So he was. So wait. So wait. I just gotta know. All right. So all right. Listen. So he was playing me to entertain the people or to beat me.
I think the answer is nothing.
I think it's to be honest for both, because you already know that even in tournament, he just cares to entertain people. He just wants to do the Snackish Special Ultra 2. He doesn't care about winning. He even did it at Evil Stream and he almost lost because of that. He just wants to play for fun.
I know, and I had a lot of fun whooping his ass.
I mean, that's good. I mean, but you have to realize that people is gonna cheer against you because Aqua Silk's the underdog. It's like when
No. Actually, he wasn't the underdog. Everybody bet on him. Most people bet on him.
Yep.
They bet on Aqua Silk.
not me.
I was gonna bet on you, but I was like,
I was like, they were like, oh, you can't beat him without Saget. You know.
Oh damn.
No, but I'm saying you're still the one favorite though. Regardless, you have the history.
Sanford, what you're neglecting to convey here is that Aqua has a coalition of dick riders.
Hold on a second. Noah, you there? No.
I guess not.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, is that the little kid Noah?
Yes, it is.
Oh God, I should
wow.
watch
That's why I was just saying.
All right, guys. WWE PG status. WWE
This
PG
is
status.
So
before-
back to John Cena.
Okay, wait. Real quick,
No, please don't.
real quick before Noah gets on. The only cool
John
thing
Cena
about
can do
wrestling is Shelton's budge. Okay, I'm done.
Winners
All
don't
right,
see drugs.
get back to the conversation. Bring back, stay on the topic. Stay on topic. All right. So the Aqua Silk thing again.
Who's chewing?
You, the people bet against me when I played him. Right now, mind you, I didn't call him out. He called me out first. I said nothing to the guy, you know. And granted, the event was successful because of him. His call out started all of this. To be perfectly honest, all right.
Entertainer, man.
And he's the man for that. I gave him all the props in the world for that. But my thing is, you know, after I beat him, it was silence. It was nobody applauded. But when he was doing his thing, everybody was cheering and happy. I just want to know how I was the heel. I was the heel, and I never popped off.
Okay, I mean, think of it like this, right? I don't
That's
pop off,
right,
but I'm always the heel, though. Every time I fight someone underdog, I'm always the heel, and I don't pop off. So it's the same situation.
Was he really the underdog? I mean, I wasn't even used to Saget. Everybody bet against me, so I was the underdog technically because
I bet on you. I just want to say that.
You did, but everybody else bet against me.
I'm so
Sanford,
mad.
you were.
But either way, he still is the underdog. No matter how you look at it.
Because you know what? It's like
started.
think of Aqua Silk as a wrestling example, right? Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett. Right? Wade Barrett is a big guy,
Brooklyn
right?
Brawler.
Gonna lose, but Daniel Bryan is a favorite. He's a good guy. Aqua Silk, they see him as an entertainer. They see him on stream. He has the highest rating for a FGC stream because all he does is troll and have fun, and that's why.
I've got some bad news, Justin. Wade Barrett isn't on the level of Daniel Bryan.
Who in the fuck are you supposed to be?
That's Bad News Barrett.
Gimmick.
That's gimmick
Alright,
number 7.
I mean, now let me ask you this. With that said, and you know, you guys are top players. Do you like, especially coming from wrestling backgrounds, and really, I gotta ask this: who's chewing on something, and then just stops when I fucking say it?
Well, I'm not
That's
really
Webster
sure.
chewing on some.
My mic is muted, so it can't.
Anyway, the chewing has stopped. Now you guys are top players. You're also wrestling fans. You know, and you see how Silk is. You know, and I know, you know, Justin, you have a tendency to want to be more on the serious side, but do you not think that is, to say it simply, fighting games are boring. You know,
They're boring?
They're boring in the sense that they're only entertaining to those that really are looking at it on the competitive side, which isn't that many people worldwide. So you need something else to bring them to the table. Just like if you would have watched WWE and they didn't say shit, they just went out and danced around for 10 minutes, and then one guy threw the other guy, landed on him, 1, 2, 3, boom, match is over. You would be like, why am I watching this?
I don't know, because people like Ring of Honor. I think. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait a minute. Fuck this. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because nowadays, you know, this is why I'm quitting the FGC as it is, because nowadays the fighting games aren't about being the better player. It's about having the more publicity, and that shit is annoying. Like, we're not playing fighting games to play a good fighting game or to become the best player in the region or in the country. We're playing just to, you know, make our voices heard and to just stand out more than the next person. It's not really about the game anymore, if you guys
It's supposed to be a combination of both.
So everyone's an attention whore, right?
No. Wait. No, you're far removed and you're feeding back on me. I can't turn around and challenge Justin because I would just make a total asshole out of myself. And you're feeding back. Mute your mic, Webster.
Shit.
I can't challenge Justin in Street Fighter 4 because I would just make a complete asshole out of myself. Now, I could talk good shit, but what good is it if I just say it and then get totally embarrassed? Kind of like what happened with Silk, no pun intended. But, you know, I think there has to be that mixture of it in order to attract other people. Because you're never, ever, ever going to attract anybody else in this scene than what's in here now. because it's not entertaining enough for people. And just like people bitched about Vince McMahon when he took the company over from his father, and his father said, "No, we're just here to wrestle. We talk a little bit," and he took it to that next level. That's what put them on the map. Because wrestling back then had 650 different wrestling organizations, ACW, ECW, NWA, NWO, and what wound up happening is basically those failed because they didn't take to his business model. So do you agree or disagree that there has to be a mixture of this in order for it to grow?
Well, first off, they didn't. A lot of them didn't fail.
How did you do that? How did you do that?
Hmm?
How did you do that?
Do what?
Justin changed his voice.
I changed my voice.
Wait, what?
How did you do that, Justin? You're answering.
This is Alex Strife right now talking.
Justin, you're answering the question from Jonathan's box. How'd you do that?
Justin to answer.
Okay, but look.
And Sanford, I got it. Okay.
No. Again, Mr. ID Pro. Now, Justin just turned from an Asian dude to a black dude.
I'm not black.
I'm not talking to you. Shut the fuck up. It's for Justin. The question is for Justin.
Right here, I'm right here.
You were the one that I was asking the question to directly.
Okay, so think of it like this, right? You have personalities in the FGC. So, like, for example, Champ, like, he's a really nice guy, but when it comes to the community stuff, he likes to be the heel. He likes to be the bad guy. He likes to feed off of that type of stuff. And then you have Mike Ross. He's just like ultimately the Mr. Goody Two Shoes. He's like the Blue Clues dude or something. You cannot hate on him. Handy dandy notebook going on, and then he's solving the puzzles or whatever. He makes everyone's kids like their day.
Justin, he's not that guy. He's the guy from Suits.
Guy from Suits.
He just called this nigga Blues Clues, man.
No.
Damn.
The guy's name is literally Mike Ross.
man.
He's called a fraud.
He's fucking Steve from Blues Clues.
There's
Pretty
gonna be a
much-
meme with Mike Ross wearing the shirt.
It's like
Next
that
to
person that
Blue.
you always see on Nick and Kids. You don't see him on regular Nickelodeon. You see him on Nick and Kids.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Somebody Photoshop
Jr.
it right
Mike
now.
Ross.
Mike Ross on top of Steve.
Put
Vai.
Mike Ross on Nick Jr.
Make it happen. David Hayter, make it happen.
Mike,
That's why a lot of people in like the West Coast, they like to have like their type of personalities when it comes to like video game stuff. That's why some people pop off. Sometimes it's real. It's a real emotion, like how like when Sanford popped off, it was very emotional. It was real. So then people like that. Sometimes you can't really do that all the time. You can't like bring it out all the time. So that's why
like Eric?
like Eric
like
Arroyo. Like that, there's no way that's 100% emotional. It's completely like maybe like 70-30.
The only thing I like about Eric's pop-offs is that it tests the stage. So you can just be like, have him play a match and he'll pop off, and if the stage will break or not. I can tell you from my experience though, like it does need a little bit of both, but the main thing is it's not like it hasn't been tried. They did it at CEO Fighter Mania, and it kind of was cool, but a lot of it came really awkwardly. So like it needs to be like something that comes from within. It can't be something that's just made up. It needs, like, a lot of the people forget, like, don't bet the best wrestling characters are not the ones who are good role players. They're the ones that put themselves into the role. When The Rock came out, nobody liked him because he was smiling too much, but he became himself, The Rock.
He was at Rocky Maivia.
Right.
Yeah,
He
everybody
was
thought he was
like
an idiot.
what Cena is now, the goody two shoes guy, and they hated
Yeah,
him.
but that's who Cena is, though, which is funny.
Yeah, I'm just saying to compare.
Yeah. And then CM Punk is who he is. He's a dick, but he's a good dick.
Hey yo!
Wow.
Yo, no homo? No,
Whoa,
come
yeah,
here.
pause.
No homo?
I respect that. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you respect that dick to the face.
I
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, but I do understand what you're saying, James. Where like it gets kind of boring if you're not a hardcore player and all, and that's why like when when you see videos of the tournaments, people try to capture like moments where they see passion, they see pop-offs, they see like like that type of stuff. They don't really show the gameplay. When you see like Evo 2013 moment, you barely saw any gameplay. You just saw the people in the crowd concentrating really hard because of the people on the stage and how tense it was. It's like yeah, it's about the gameplay for the players, but when it comes to outside of that, they always try to market it in terms of just trying to use it as an emotional thing where okay, people are paying attention to this.
But now you look at rivals, and the rivalries I think are too few and far between. Where it's like, a couple of weeks ago we had Korn and EMP going at it. And then, I think it was Triforce who said, well, why don't you go play EG? And they were like, well, they won't play us. And it's like, everybody gets a stat. I mean, I think the core to this community being successful is teams, cliques actually forming, but competing against each other. Just like League of Legends and Call of Duties, it's 5 versus 5. It's teams.
Yeah.
If you turn around and just say, all right, Justin Wong versus the world, it's going to go, and you're going to eventually you're going to get to a position where it's the same people every time. Whereas a team, I might not be the better person of the team, but I have Kelly and maybe Dominion on my team, and I go, all right, I can kind of get carried. I'll still put my work in, and it gives an opportunity for other teams to come up and try to make it a bigger thing. But right now, right now the way it stands is, and I've said this, publicly a million times, nobody gets along, but nobody says nothing.
The problem with that is that the team thing is correct. That's why you have SBO. They used to do that all the time, and that's why it was the most hypest tournament, because every year was a different team in the finals type of thing. So like you never had the same people winning over and over again, and you had like people talking shit. Like for example, like 1 year Daigo didn't make top 8 teams, and Mago was on the stage and says, "Where's Daigo now?" That's popping off at him, like how come he didn't make it? Stuff like that, because they interviewed the players before they went to the final match. But the problem is that the USA is that there's money on the line. Yeah. So for fighting games, it's more substantial for 1v1 to make money. But in Japan, getting money is not something that people are fond of. They consider it illegal.
Because of the gambling laws.
Yeah, they consider it illegal, so you don't really get money for winning. You get the pride and you get like the hype. And that's the problem with USA.
Now, do you feel this? And you've come from the arcade era. Do you feel the Japanese culture holds on to our old school arcade era better than we did ourselves?
Well, they only hold better just because their government doesn't think that video games are bad for kids. Like it's like when you go to Japan, every block is an arcade. Like there's an arcade every block, and there's like different districts. Like this arcade will fight this arcade for like who's the best in this arcade type of thing. Like there's so many of that, but in the U.S. it's such a dying thing.
Isn't there also the social stigma behind like actually owning a home console is kind of considered a bad thing?
That because the walls are very thin and it's very small apartments, so there's a lot of noise complaints. So you don't really play at home. Like when Japanese people stream, they rent out a studio. Like I went to like Topanga and I went to like Yubiken. It's not someone's house. It's literally like they rented out a studio to do this type of stuff because they want to do more than playing the arcade.
Now I know why when I'm watching streams in Japan, the guy's like, and now I'm gonna do a 22-8 combo.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like that's why
they're also not as loud as us Americans are they?
That's why Mad Catz made the silent hit stick to promote that, because it was only sold in Japan even now it's only sold in Japan.
Really?
It's for Japanese households because they're silent buttons and people won't get noise complaints.
I think ultimately, I think James hit the nail right on the head when he said that Japanese players or their culture kind of holds traditional values a little bit more better in the fighting game community than we do in the United States. And I really hate the fact that we kind of steered away from that. And it's really frustrating because back in the day, I'd go to seasons meetings 1 and 2, and it was all about just being the best player. I remember far back as, and I hate to bring this up, but there was a time when Sanford had a money match with somebody at seasons meetings. It was one of those two, and someone kept talking in his ear, and he popped off like mad hard. And he was about to destroy that guy. I know you remember this.
I think that was our final match.
That was Potter.
That was our final match.
Hello?
Yep. Hey, Noah, how are you?
Good.
Oh, I thought that was a girl.
This presentation is PG-13.
Oh wait, no, I never heard Noah talk before. You know that?
All right, so guys, we're PG-13 here. This is before 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock on wrestling, so keep it civil. So, Noah, how are you, man?
Good.
So, introduce yourself to everybody in the stream so they know who you are.
I'm Noah the Prodigy. I'm a top 48 at EVO 2011, and I got the Rising Star Award.
I'm about to start crying.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
Hey Noah.
Not cuter than Momochi though.
Hey Noah.
Yeah, it's a different type of cute,
Hey Noah, you played that match with Filthy Rich, right? I didn't see the results posted anywhere. How did that go?
What do you mean?
Oh wait a minute, no, I'm thinking of another person. God.
Am I wrong for wanting to ask Noah the Prodigy?
I'm so dumb. Forgive me, Noah.
Am I wrong for asking Noah the Prodigy? Is he related to Platinum the Trinity? Am I wrong? Am I wrong for that?
Wow.
Does anyone understand that joke?
So Noah, you planning on going to EVO again?
I'm probably gonna go defend the North or Winter Brawl.
Oh, you're coming to defend the North?
Maybe.
What was the last event you went to?
Hold on.
Now I need that music.
Oh, you need to start playing blues right now,
Oh wow.
Ask it.
I let him get his mic fixed.
Okay, never mind.
Huh?
Shoot! I swear, I can't. Shoot! I can't not swear. It's hard.
Hey, James, they did it. It's in the chat. It's kind of lazy, but they're trying. It's 3 a.m. I'll give that to them.
Oh.
No, we need David Hayter. Where's Hayter?
Okay, so I like the Mike Ross face, but they should make blues like Gutex, like put a little Gutex face on there.
Yeah, put Gutex on top of blue. That would be hilarious.
No. If Mike Ross is Steve and Gutex is blue, does that make Ian Cofino the handy dandy notebook?
Yes. Or Steve, or it could be Steve. I know they use Steve a lot.
Let's see what we got here.
We gotta have something better than that, guys. Come on now.
Yeah, you gotta do better, man.
It's not Triforce involved though, so it's not going to get done well. You know what I mean?
It's only when it's Triforce. It's only when it's Triforce do they have details. They actually write the new Ten Commandments in the stone tablets.
The Triforce photoshops are so epic.
You guys do know that Noah is an empire, right?
I did not know that.
Now let me ask you a question, Sanford.
Yes, sir.
Is his father Antonio?
Whose father?
Noah's.
Antonio.
Was he at NEC?
I don't. Noah?
No.
No. Okay. Who was the kid who remember the guy that kicked the monitor when he was playing the kid in Marvel?
RXT Jerry?
Oh, you talking about that?
That little kid, yeah. Remember the kid was playing? And then the other dude got mad and kicked the monitor when he lost to him and kicked the chair or something.
This happened at NEC?
NEC, yeah.
Was it the little kid that plays Hakan or something? That's the only little kid I remember.
Maybe it was.
I remember this. It wasn't the monitor. It wasn't the monitor.
But whatever it was, his father owned scores, and that's all I cared about. That's all I cared about. His father owned scores. He kicked the monitor, and that dude left after that, so he wasn't too happy. So anyway, let's get back to Noah. So you might be coming to defend the North, huh?
Yes.
So that's definitely cool. So what are you playing?
Ultimate Marvel and Street Fighter.
What about Injustice?
I'm practicing that right now.
Who you maining?
Superman and Batman. Like,
Batman.
yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
What about?
Okay.
Who are you playing in Street Fighter?
Bison.
Are you keeping Bison in Ultra?
I'm probably gonna switch to someone different.
Don't let Justin download you. Don't keep it a secret.
A prodigy is a young one endowed with exceptional qualities or abilities, right? That's a prodigy, right?
That's what the dictionary says.
Does your parents allow you to play Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
Terrible.
What about DOA? do you play DOA, Noah?
There goes the world.
So ABC News is right. We have failed the young folks in the community.
Now, are you saying that on a parenting side or because you hate the game?
I'm trolling.
I know.
Guys, I thought this was supposed to be PG-13.
Webster is a big troll.
I'm not.
So
the troll.
Oh my God. So who you gonna do with in Marvel? What team?
I'm going to go Hulk and Wesker and Virgil.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace, Sentinel.
How can you be like 12 and so broken?
Huh?
Sentinel's just so slow. He's like really slow. Like the only like fast moves that he has is his wave dash and his fly.
So I need some advice because I just started playing Marvel about a week ago, and the team that I decided to use was Morgan, Wolverine, and Doom.
Morgan.
So who should I who should I use? What tech should I use? I need to get good fast within a week to make top 8 at Defend the North.
Can I think about this one time?
Take your time.
Wolverine.
Why he thinks about that? I have a question for Mr. Wong.
What's up?
How are you winning with that whack ass team in Marvel 3?
Sanford, language.
Team,
oh, excuse me.
He's just
You see, we can't stop. So.
That team is a very good team.
Wong, that's why.
Tell him he has that Wong factor. No,
You think it's a very good team, or you're a very good player?
Factor.
that wing factor.
It's a very good team.
He's a very good player.
So you think that the team is a very good team once Wolverine dies?
Yeah, Storm Akuma is still pretty good.
Against what?
I mean, I think Storm and Akuma beats like Dr. Doom pretty bad.
Most characters in the game beat Dr. Doom.
No, but she fights that duo fights a lot. It's just really hard to block against her. It's really like
It
plus X Factor makes anything possible. To be honest,
Those high lows with Storm pretty dirty.
You beat Nemo first to 15 with that team.
yo, but I mean, usually if you just kill Nova, you kind of win
against Nemo.
Yeah.
So why can't nobody else do it but you?
Because I rush him down. He doesn't fight rush down. He didn't fight rush down players in the money matches. He fought 2 zoners. I think if Chris played the Wesker team, he'll do a lot better. And also, when Champ played him at Capcom Cup and he switched to Molecular Shield, he won very easily after that because he was able to rush him down.
It's true.
The secret's out, guys. You heard it here first.
Is this the year that Sanford comes back to Marvel?
Handle rush down.
Next episode on Wong Factor tips.
No, that's true. Everything he said was true.
I know.
Everything he said was
Yo,
absolutely
Sanford,
true.
are you coming back to Marvel?
I've been playing Marvel for like a month now.
So Sanford, you playing Marvel?
Yeah.
Yes, I play Marvel.
Wow, so Sanford is going to be back in Marvel.
I have been playing Marvel for a month now.
Who's your team, Sanford?
Magneto, Doom, Virgil.
Oh yeah, who you running with?
Magneto, Doom,
Oh,
Virgil.
Mag, Doom, Virgil.
Didn't you win a Marvel tournament?
What's the Doom assist though?
It depends on what I'm fighting.
Oh, so you switch up between beam and missiles.
Missiles, beam, and rocks.
Sanford.
Yes.
Didn't you win a Marvel tournament like VXG?
That it never happened. That never existed.
No, like it was a trip to VXG.
And we were so understanding earlier too.
And the tournament never. That
Did
tournament
Noah
never,
just expose?
I don't know. I think Noah's got some OBS blood running through him.
that was not. Nah, not
Hey,
not
Noah,
happening.
why don't you talk more about Sanford's win?
What win?
I don't know. Let's hear it from Noah.
I mean, all I know is
Sanford,
Sanford
Sanford, it's not like you to not deny a win.
All I know is Sanford should have made top 8 at Evo 2011, though. That's what I know from Marvel.
Uh-oh.
He should have made it. He kind of choked it up. Winner's bracket, you feel me?
Yeah, I did choke it up. I choked it up against PR Raw, but you know, I guess he deserved to get his revenge, considering that I eliminated him at Evo 2K9 when he first got into top 8.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you eliminated me right after that. So only to lose the Daigo in the finals, who I would have beaten that year with Steph. But you know, we're not gonna get into that.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Could've, woulda, should've.
So Sanford, is X Factor still going to be your demon, or is that something that you still going to actually?
That's everybody's demon.
Everybody's.
Sanford,
X Factor Voyager.
Guys. Seriously speaking, though, I've been playing Marvel. The thing I don't like about Marvel is I can deal with the X Factor. Actually, that's not the thing that I dislike about the game. I just dislike the THC infinites. Because
that's how you win, though.
No. The reason why I dislike the THC infinites is because you have to guess which side to break the THC, and if you don't break the THC, the character's gonna die guaranteed. That's the only thing I don't like about the game is the THCs.
And in Marvel 2, didn't you have to guess between a high and low?
No. Yeah, but you have to guess between the high and low, but you have to be reset in order to die most of the time.
Yeah, the infinites after 50 hits you spin out, so it doesn't matter.
You also spin out of infinites after a certain amount of hits. In this game, you're gonna watch, you're gonna spectate, you're gonna view your character die, and then you're gonna have to guess when you're coming in the match, and then view that next character die if you don't block the mix-up. So it's a lot less room for error in this particular game, I feel.
Yeah, don't pay any attention to me. I'm just a PC gamer from the cornfields.
Marvel 3.
Wait.
Hold on. Jamie was speaking.
I have a question for Noah. Were you going to Winter Bra, and when did you get involved with EMP? I think I heard Sanford say that. I don't know if he was serious or not, but if he is, what?
Wait, what was that question again?
Okay, first question. Did you say you were going to Winter Bra?
Maybe.
And are you involved with EMP, or was Sanford just playing? Like, are you really?
I really am involved with EMP.
Okay, because if you go to Winter Bra, I would love to interview you for Ready Up Gaming. So I'll try to make it out there.
Oh, okay.
Noah, how is Empire Arcadia treating you right now?
It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
How did he get involved with it? I want to know the story. Like, what happened?
Because he's the prodigy. That's why. He's the real prodigy, not the one that other guy.
No, let me give you some useful advice. When someone tells you that a 9 to 5 is for suckers, you get every application you can get. Don't ever forget that.
Someday that might actually burn in. But right now, do what you're doing, man.
And make sure the 9 to 5 is for school.
Wait, were you guys talking about this kid? Because he was at NEC, I think.
Yeah, change the subject. Yes.
Yes.
Justin, you trying to start something there?
I didn't start anything. I'm just saying.
You act like you don't love EMP.
And learn how to drive.
I'm just saying. I just want him to go to school. That's all I want him to do.
Oh, everybody wants him to do that, but you act like you don't like EMP or something.
I like EMP. I like the people, but there are certain things that are not really not that things that I don't enjoy about EMP.
Let's be serious here, Justin. You wouldn't be where you are today if it wasn't for them.
I know, right?
You know it. I know it. Everyone in the world knows it.
I mean, that's true, but I
think you should say that more often.
I think that. I also think that EMP would not be where they're at without me, though.
I respect.
Ooh.
That's true.
Bang, bang. Was it
Guinness World Records.
If you scratch my back, I gotta scratch their back too.
Was there a guy down in Chinatown Fair? What was his name? Eddie something.
Eddie Lee.
Eddie Lee. I remember Eddie Lee when he was a young'un. Was he ever EMP?
No, he was never.
Exactly. So the point is, you're correct. EMP actually did grow the most from you. Now, to say it's only because of you, which you didn't say, anybody can blow themselves up. Eddie was godlike. At least I remember him being godlike in Street Fighter. And he was an EMP. And he established himself as a name. Now, did he go on further? No. I don't know why. I don't know his personal life. Probably the same thing that happens to everybody else. Wives, kids, and jobs, and all that other shit. Other stuff. So, yeah, you are right that, EMP was basically... You both kind of fed off of each other.
Yeah, I'm saying they scratched my back, I scratched their back.
But I feel that honestly, you were the core of the company at one particular time, and I was on the sidelines watching, and I learned a lot from you. That's why I say that you are my mentor and my teacher, because you actually are. But to see you span out into the West Coast the way you have, I have nothing but respect for you. But honestly, I think that I can take you down.
I mean,
Is that a hint of jealousy, I hear?
You have to come out and show it,
I own that movie.
I gotta get through the rest of your EG goons to do that.
You already chopped some of them out.
I
Justin.
You demolished one. You only have two more.
Hold on. Hold on.
I own that movie, The King of Chinatown. Remember that movie?
You like that movie?
Yeah.
You should make your own. People will definitely buy it.
The King of California, The Prodigy.
Oh, The King of Kids.
King of Kids. There you go.
I think you should make Noah and Platinum shirts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're still on that.
Hey, man, I think that's a great thing.
Justin, why do you always have to stop my shine?
I started playing first.
Every time, like Evo 2K9, I could have won Street Fighter and you stopped me. Then
I'm the senior.
Every single time I was supposed to win the first of 7 with me, you, and Yipes. I was up 4 games on both of you, and you had to come back and stop me. Why do you stop me? I hate you.
Why did you allow it?
He is your true demon. He's your demon in life.
I'm just saying that.
Sanford's got Luigi syndrome when it comes to jumping.
Oh, damn.
Gotta do what I gotta do to win.
No. Let's take responsibility, Sanford. Why did you allow that to happen?
I didn't allow it. He took it from me.
He took it.
Because he's Kakarot and you're Vegeta.
Damn.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
He even said Kakarot. He didn't say Goku.
He said Kakarot. He went to...
Kakarot.
Ooh.
Use the name Vegeta always called.
Even though I understood that.
Damn.
But to be honest though, Sanford is the only one that really makes me bring out 120% though. That's a fact. Sure.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, I mean, you say that. How does that make you feel as far as somebody that's trying to grow in a community? and it's like, it's very limited on the people that bring out your really best.
I mean, the thing is, like I said, like we started this before everything went Hollywood or whatever people call it. Like we used to play because we wanted to play, and I still have the same feeling. And I know Sanford just always says that he just wants to play and wants to get better and stuff like that. But now it's just like there are certain politics that some people just have to like do to like get their name out there.
Yeah, we come from an era where there was no YouTube, there was no streams. There was just, you're gonna come body Justin. Yeah, all right. Either you're gonna see me play Justin in person, or you're not gonna see it at all.
God, I missed that time.
And that was ECC. That was Evo back then. When it was Evo, I don't even consider it Evo no more. I just call it another tournament now.
That's sad.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great experience. Don't get me wrong. Evo is still a great experience. It's still awesome.
Right.
I just feel that it does not have the same feel that it used to have because there's too many majors nowadays. It's too many.
Well, there are too many majors, but the thing is that Evo is still the tournament that you want to win.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I completely agree with that. There's no tournament. No tournament is more important than Evo.
Evo will always be done.
I don't know, guys. I just feel that the passion for fighting games and being the better player is just kind of gone now. It's not.
No, of course. Like today's games, it doesn't really promote that. But the thing is, that's what we have to play. Like, there's always going to be the side tournaments, and when they have the side tournament for those games, I'm always entering. Stanford's always entering. All the old school people are still always entering.
That's true.
It's just that when it comes to the mainstream games, you just gotta do your best to beat the nonsense.
Yeah.
That's because
Would you guys agree that the quality of fighting games is diminishing?
Yeah. Like I always. Besides that, I always tell Evo staff.
Yeah.
I always tell the Evo staff, hey, you should run like an old school Evo event, like just like a random tournament besides Evo. It's called an old school Evo. Like how like Raw last week had old school Raw. It could be like I told them to do that, but it's something that it's just hard for them to do. Also, it'll be nice. Like I love watching like when Next Level has 202 Furious. It's such a good thing to watch.
You know something else too. You guys gotta take into consideration. If you really look at all of the tournaments, right? Me, Justin, and Yipes are OGs, in the Marvel scene, and we also play other games. But if you look at the similarities between us three, all three of us don't necessarily pick the cheapest characters in the game.
Well, you pick characters you actually like
in any game. Yipes, in Marvel, he doesn't pick Zero. He doesn't pick Phoenix, which is the cheapest of the cheapest characters in the game. He doesn't pick Morgan. Justin doesn't pick any of these characters either, and neither do I. So it's like, for me, I give them more respect because they play with not only what they like, but they play with characters that require a lot of skill to win with. And every character takes skill, but I feel like those characters, you have to have technique with them, and they're not handed things. Like you don't just get things with those characters that they play. Yeah, Justin plays Rufus, and a lot of people complain about Rufus. Oh, he got 8 ways to land his ultra and whatnot, but in reality, the character gets rushed down free, and the character gets stunned mad quick. So the character is very limited if you really break down the game. But a lot of people overlook these things. They just look at the results. Oh, Justin is not as good as Flocker, or Justin loses to Flocker, and Justin loses to Champ and Chris. But look at the characters that these people are using against Justin. Justin's using Storm. Storm is a mid-tier character, mid-low in my opinion. She's not even mid; she's mid-low.
That doesn't really matter because the thing is like Champ he made that all that tech, and then Flocker he doesn't even use a cheap Zero team, and he loves Zero. He's a Mega Man heroic, and if ChrisG wasn't there, Morgan would probably still be not that good. But only he's the one that's putting in the work.
No. I'm not discrediting them at all. I'm not discrediting them. I'm just saying they are using the best characters in the game. That's a fact.
But the thing about my team compared to their team is that my team is overall easier to play. That's 100% a fact. It's less execution. It's very easy to play. It's just that I like that team because it's a team that makes reads.
But to me, it doesn't matter how easy something is to use. It doesn't matter how easy something is to use, and not even just as effective as it is to use. If somebody's using something better than you, and they use their team and their characters as well as you do, they're gonna beat you because they're using better characters.
Do me a favor. What is the one character in Marvel that everyone's playing the most?
Virgil.
Morgan Virgil, damn.
Doom.
Just Doom is the number one character that's always being played. He fits on every team pretty much.
Doom is bacon. You add him to any sandwich and it's still good. It tastes better.
Yeah.
I actually forgot that there was characters like that. Okay. So it's Doom.
So now, let me ask you this, Justin. How many times have you lost, and the first thing you said is, well, that's only because you picked better characters?
To be honest,
Say it. I want to hear it because I know it.
No, to be honest, like once I just feel like I just stuck playing with this team. I don't know how many times I said it, but I said it a couple times for sure. But now, it's just something that I can definitely feel like, oh, I can just do it next time. I know what I did wrong, and I just have to counter. It's like it's not like it's a complete slaughter.
So the next day, you don't jump onto that team that beat you.
No, I don't care about that. I just go to training mode and I fight against that team in training mode and see what I can do better.
That's what I do. That's why I don't use top tiers in Street Fighter. Like I don't use Cammy. Like I don't main her. I don't main Fei Long. I don't main Akuma. I don't main those characters because I honestly feel that I can overcome them with the characters that I have. I just devise strategies to overcome the matchups that I particularly am weak to in training mode. Not even just playing somebody that can bring it out of me.
My point is, like, your generation is kind of like the last of the generations, both Kelly and Justin, that while we might bitch once in a while here and there, but pretty much it's like I'm going to learn to counter it rather than move to a different team that's going to make me feel like I'm actually getting better, when really all you're doing is you're leveling up by moving up on the tier list of like cheap. Like, I mean, for example, like with Mortal Kombat, for example, everybody learned Cabal because they were like, there ain't no way to beat him.
No, we didn't. Bullshit. Not me.
Hey, language.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Bullcrap.
But the point is, you didn't. You stayed true to your character, and you and me with my Baraka realized, we'll stay where we stay at bottom feeders, and 600 Cabals in a match, there's no way you're gonna beat them all. There's just no way. And the point is, it's like with the skill level and the handicapping of games that they now put in. It used to be like Street Fighter 2, you just had the meter. The handicap meter. That means my hits do more damage. Now they just said, you know what, we don't even need to give you a meter, but we're going to give you the meter anyway. And on top of it, we're going to give you certain things that if you're losing, it's going to actually make you better. I think
comeback factor.
Exactly, comeback factors that are incorporated into games now. Would you rather see that as an option that can get taken out of the games in general in order for you to basically make games more tournament viable?
Yes.
That's what they need to make all games with tournament mode. But
I feel like if you did that, then the entrances and the amount of people showing up would not be the same. People like comeback factor. People like the reason why games are more popular now compared to back then is because old games back besides that, old games back then, if you're down on life, you have no chance of making a comeback. It's really hard. It's like you have like a 5% chance, and like it's not very likely unless you're like a god.
Well, then what are we teaching players nowadays? I mean, why are we encouraging to make games much more accessible, more easier for
just why?
Because it makes companies money.
Because it's business. That's why.
That's why.
Business. Money.
It's not even just fighting games though. If you think about any other game, shooters, MMOs, RPGs,
it's all easy now. They're all easy.
It's not like it's back then.
It's terrible.
Justin and Sanford come from the DAP generation, where these kids don't know what that is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, actually, adapting is still applied as much as it was back then. It's just people don't know how to work for the win anymore. You know.
I know, but y'all's level of
They
adapting
don't
is
wanna.
different though.
They don't want to work for the win no more. They just want, all right, you know what? I'm down on life. I can still win. They don't think, all right, I'm down. I can still win, but how am I gonna win?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm gonna win because I have this, not because I'm gonna do this.
I would mention my game budget point, but that would completely fly over everyone at this point. It's too late. Also,
People
speaking
get
of which,
excited when they have Virgil.
speaking of which, I need to bounce.
All right, Albino.
Good night.
Always a pleasure.
I'd like to give some shout-outs. Shout-outs to it being negative 17 degrees outside yesterday with a wind chill of negative 46. I have a... Dude, Webster, I live out here in Rockford. You're familiar with the area, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm like an hour away.
You know how Rockford's kind of like an industrial hellhole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the weather is more... for the further you go west in Illinois, the further away you get from Lake Michigan, the more extreme the weather gets. So it's always colder, it's always hotter, it's always more windy.
Tell that to Justin.
Yeah, you West Coast.
Justin went way west.
You West Coast people can just... You can take that nice weather and shove it up your ass.
It's cold over here.
Mouth.
It's cold over here. No, isn't it cold right now in California?
Yeah.
Yeah. How cold is it?
What is cold to you?
No, it's like
what is cold?
It's like 40 degrees, you know.
Oh my God! It's 40 degrees.
It is not cold in California.
Oh my God!
It's like
It is not cold.
40 degrees.
Justin,
Meanwhile, the rest of the nation
Justin,
is
your Wong factor is not working right now.
No. I'm telling you, it's cold, yo, because the wind is ridiculous here. It's like in New York, wind isn't that hot.
Justin, half of Indiana was shut down yesterday due to gale force winds and snow drifts. I don't want to hear that.
I woke up to a negative 17 degree wind chill factor this morning.
And that's with the ocean.
Negative 17. It was 5 degrees with a negative 17.
It was so cold. It was so. Justin. It was so cold outside. I ran to my destination.
Alright, because
and also,
do you think NEC was cold?
No,
not really.
No,
not compared to this.
Okay, I didn't think NEC was cold. But the thing is, there's no wind. Like the cold wind is harsh in California.
The cold wind. Let me tell you something. Kelly obviously can attest for this. The cold wind this morning it felt like somebody just hitting my face with bricks.
Oh, see that's where you're messing up. You don't go outside in the morning like that. You go outside in the morning. Those are razor wind.
Tell that to my boss, because everybody likes to think I work for Daddy. I was working on the rooftop of a 10-story building.
Saying you didn't know? I heard 9 to 5 was
man.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm a sucker.
James, you're supposed to wear your OBS goon mask, man. What's wrong with you?
Are you guys gonna flee Triforce for that forever?
Yeah.
That's like a very good.
It's such a memorable line, though.
You know what we need to encourage in the FGC? Getting a job and working out. We need to do that all 2014.
And on the real, listen. And this is something on the real. And Kelly, I know you're gonna, and Justin, you can attest to this. Be healthy. I mean, Noah, I know you're up at 1:30 in the morning, but get sleep. Try to. You're right, Webster. Try to. You guys. We obviously know what happened in the past couple of weeks. I'm the oldest guy in the scene, and I don't want to see what I saw last week more. Same thing that happened with Richard, with Nelson. Guys. I love games just as much as all of you. I may not be a top player.
No, you don't love games. Cut that out.
But the point is that you really got to take care of yourself, and it's not just about a job and doing doing what you're supposed to do. It's about trying to keep yourself healthy. You all could look at yourselves and go, "Yo, I could use to lose a few pounds." I mean, when somebody told me I look like a bee, I was like, a bee? And I'm thinking like, bzzz. And then I thought about it. I'm like, no, this dude's saying I look like the letter B. And I'm like, that's not cool. And I looked and I said, damn, you know what? He was right. So I said, you know what? Time for a diet. You know, and that's what I did. And that's what I did. I started to eat better. I mean, yeah, obviously we know I do other things that are worse, but, you know,
James, I saw you drinking milk earlier. You got to get that calcium, especially at your age.
Really?
Yeah. You need to stop smoking, man. You need to stop smoking.
Yeah, I know.
I got. No.
Yeah.
You need to stop smoking.
I got the e-cigarette thing.
I thought you didn't like that.
I don't.
Well, then what the heck?
Somebody gave it to me for Christmas. You think I was gonna go out and buy it?
So many people are using this. So many people are using this e-cigarette thing too much too. I don't support it too much.
It's because you can use it indoors.
No more.
I know why.
Not in New York. Not in New York. No, they ban it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like, when you fly,
James, why you gotta be like that?
Because that's how I roll.
Okay, who doesn't smoke or drink in here?
Me.
I don't do either.
Let's go.
I don't.
Let's go around. Let's go around the room. Okay, I definitely do not smoke or drink at all. Okay, who else does it?
I'm straight.
I do not smoke or drink at all.
I don't smoke at all, and I drink occasionally.
Justin?
I don't even drink pop.
I don't smoke and drink, but I eat a lot of good food.
I eat a lot of good food. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I don't even drink pop. Pretty much all I drink is water.
I swear I've been trying so hard to stop drinking soda, man. It's really hard to stop drinking
soda. Is that crack, though?
As you guys, hold on a second. As you guys answer this, I'm going to get a drink.
You know why I don't
Oh, wow.
You know why I don't. You know why I don't like soda. Soda tastes good and all. You know why I don't necessarily like it? Because you're still thirsty afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't like soda just because of the carbonation. The fizziness is just.
I don't drink it.
I drink bottled water and juice.
Pop drinker, and I cut back on it.
You know what the crazy thing is? I don't even really eat candy either.
I hate candy.
Who said that?
I said that. I hate candy.
How do you hate candy?
I mean,
I hate candy.
Skittles desserts is kind of godlike though, but I'm not really a candy person though.
The only candy I really go nuts over are Pumpkin Ikes and lemon heads.
Most Asian people don't like sweets because this is when you can tell when you order Chinese food from a Chinese restaurant and you look at the desserts, it says almond cookie as a dessert. That's when you know we don't like sweets.
Dude, you guys. Wait,
that is true.
Donuts.
Man, I'm 23 years old and I've never had a cavity in my entire life. Real talk.
No,
I'm
those
24.
donuts are
Never had a cavity.
Good shit. Oh, good
I played ice hockey and I got all my teeth knocked out.
James, you're white trash though. That's why.
Sure, trolling.
Excuse me. You live in Roseanne Bartown, not me. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in the burbs of Long Island. You know, we got those suckers like Roosevelt that lived here, and both Roosevelts.
But I don't. You know what though? You know what though, James? We had Ronald Reagan come out from where I live. I live 30 miles away from Dixon. I can go see his memorial and everything. It's crazy.
Us Midwest folks don't get any.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead,
gentlemen. Mm-hmm. If this is 2014, right? Are we gonna see the rise of a female in the FGC?
No.
That actually.
No. He said no.
I love how you just said gentlemen.
No.
Oh, sorry. I forgot you ran the room. My apologies.
Hold on, wait a second.
Actually, wait. Actually, since you're in the room, I apologize, and I'll ask you this question directly. Do you feel that any females will rise up to be a top player in FGC?
It is really hard to do being in a male-dominated community. Just like anything, there's females that are in the WNBA, and the WNBA still doesn't get respect, and they're all professionals. So it's
why is it male-dominated?
I just think that's just how the world has been run for so long since you take it way, way, way back. So I feel if any females are going to come participate in FGC, you better love what you're doing and speak to another female and get a handy-dandy notebook on, like, rules and do's and do nots.
Do you think it's a physical thing or mental?
Not at all. I think you just get a different guideline. Like, I can't be up in here and make kind of blunt jokes or curse like a sailor like I used to do as regular Jamie in the FGC, and I had to learn that the hard way. So if you're going to post certain things on your Facebook or Twitter or make jokes or quote unquote be yourself in FGC and your woman, you have to dial it way back. You kind of have to float under the radar.
I personally feel that women, and I might be wrong for saying this, and I don't want to sound disrespectful or anything, but I seriously don't believe that women are as engaging in competitive video gaming, or fighting games at least, as much as most of you would like to see them. They may play them casually, more so like shooters or maybe action games or racing or whatever. But for fighting games, it's just not, in my opinion, a thing. Like in the Midwest, we have Cuddlecore and Atlanta Katana, who play Tekken, and they are really really good Tekken players.
She got
female.
ninth or
I
she got
mean,
top 8 or ninth in any.
They are really really good.
She made top 16.
Top
yeah,
16.
I mean,
She got ninth. Okay.
I know Lana and I love her to death. A part of the problem with females is females itself. There's automatically hate other women for being women. So that's also a downfall where men don't really go through that. They'll kind of beef and then like squash it. And I do think a lot of females will pick up shooters or racing because, not to say this, but I feel there are a lot of females who just want to play games to get male attention, and shooters or racing are easier way to go. It's like, I just feel that, or they'll be on YouTube playing a shooter to get views and donations and things like that. Not saying that's everybody, but that is what like women are doing. So, but I feel like girls can play fighters. I'm learning Tekken right now. I don't feel I'll be a Tekken scrub. I am the best girl Valdo player. So, I mean, I play for character loyalty, and that is like a harder come up, but I have greatly improved in my game considering I live in a city where Soul Calibur is like, where is it anyways? So, but I have, gotten involved and switched over to game editing and writing, and have an article on ReadyUpGaming.com on NEC that had over 120 Facebook shares and 40 retweets. So I feel if women do want to take fighting game community seriously, they can. You just really have to like conduct yourself kind of like really toned down. That's just all I'm saying.
The best thing I like about you and those other two women that are playing fighting games is that, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree, that you guys are picking up very tough fighting games to actually play, like Soul Calibur and Tekken at a high level.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's difficult.
That is actually something to be proud of, and I want to commend you guys for that, because I think you guys should be very, very happy for yourselves that you are able to compete and play at a high caliber level with males. And to me, it's not really a male or female thing. It's just, do you want to play or not? And I think
that's what it really is. Because I was just like, not to cut you off, Webster, but I was just I was just at Frosty Faustin's like last weekend, and Cuddle was there, and we had a good conversation. She actually did very well. She came in third at Frostin, next to Little Majin and Segi Hong. And
E3. It gets old.
Oh yeah, I've been there before. I just don't like doing it.
It's
Hey, but
CES
meanwhile,
without
in
the games
your,
now,
up in your hometown,
It's
New
like
York,
electronics. What'd you say, CJ?
Other than the eat and eat and do odd things with women, there's nothing else to do here in New York.
Oh, wow.
Are you trying to say the pizza isn't bad?
Oh, the pizza's great, you know, and like I said, Noah, I meant play video games with girls. Sorry, bro. That's what I meant.
Yeah, it's what you said is completely true. It's really hard to find something to do in New York. There's not that many attractions
again,
anymore, unless you like the tourist stuff.
Again, Justin, you grew up in the city.
Yeah.
In the city, like I grew up in the burbs. There was tons of stuff to do.
I mean, in terms of like drinking and like stuff, but you can't really like okay, like in California, you have like theme parks and you have go-karts places and you have
miniature golf and
miniature golf. Like New York, it's too cold to do all that type of stuff.
No, we got them on the island.
It's too cold.
We got all that. We used to have a drive-in theater. That's gone.
So you can do that. Would you recommend someone visiting New York to do it?
Well, I would tell Curtis, right now, it's about time you go skydiving. There's a place, Skydive Long Island, where you can jump. I think the first jump would be like 15,000 feet.
Wow.
I'm about that life.
Oh, so you go. I mean, if it's your first time, you go tandem.
That sounds like an adrenaline rush.
If you want to go, you want to learn how to fly a plane, I'll take you to a place right now. $80, you'll learn how to fly a plane.
Yeah, I'm not about that life though.
And look, and theme parks theme parks in New York is not as good as like California.
I'll agree with you on that. I mean, we got Adventureland and broken down Coney Island.
Coney Island, that roller coaster that's about to break at any second now.
But it's the feature of it. It's like you're going around it and you're actually getting splinters.
Like you hear the creaks, like you hear the creaks, you hear like it all shaking, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Hey yo, so I was listening to a couple of things that you guys were talking about, and I figured, I'm not usually the type of person that'll jump on this show, but one thing is that I didn't like how Sanford was saying, Sanford, I love you. Is he still here?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
All right. One thing I didn't like is that, it almost feels like you're discrediting certain people's wins if they're using a team with better characters. Like I'm old school, just like you and Justin are, right? I've been playing fighting games for a very, very, very long time, right? And the way I see it is, obviously, Justin, your team isn't like as derpy as like Zero teams, but it does. And I heard you say this: you can like kill a character with like standard ABC 2-button dead.
That's what I said. I said my team is very easy in terms of all that stuff.
And no, I know. I'm just saying. And then Sanford, it almost feels like, because I do use Magneto, Dorm, and Virgil, right? And I use Virgil in the dirtiest way, right? And I understand that. But it's like at the character select screen, all players make a choice, right? Like you.
Hold on, all right. 1 second. Before you continue, I said that I'm not going to discredit anyone's wins. I did say that. I said I'm not discrediting anyone's wins.
I know you said that.
No, hold on. I said I'm not going to discredit anyone's wins. Anybody is entitled to pick whatever they want to win. I just said, for my personal satisfaction, that I enjoy watching Justin play and Yipes play because they use characters, and the way that they play the game makes me more excited. I like to watch them play. I give them more credit and respect because of the way they play, meaning the characters that they also use, not just the way they play. For me, and my excitement, and my entertainment.
That's your opinion, Sanford. And I'm not trying to shit on. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to poo on you, right? But I am gonna say this, like Justin. Okay, Justin uses the team that he uses, right? And Justin does very well with that team. But Justin's the type of player that can use that team properly, right? Other people pick up that team and they may not be able to use that team the same way, right? Now, here's the deal. When you just said right now, You said that you give them more props for winning with that team than another person winning with the cheaper team. You're already discrediting right there, even though you're saying you're not discrediting. You're discrediting right there.
I don't understand, Curtis, why that's a big deal. I mean, it's just his personal preference of what he finds entertaining.
I mean, I see.
I don't think that's taking away from players' wins. I think it's just him.
I can see what he's saying. Like, I see what Sanford is saying because I'm kind of like that in a sense. Like, I will.
If I was discrediting a player, I would just say Filipino champ is ass without that team. That's discrediting him.
Which may or may not be true.
I said Filipino champ is a great player. I said Filipino champ is entitled to use what I'm saying champ. That's your boy. I'm singling him out for that particular reason. I said he is good with whatever team that he chooses to play. Champ can pick a lot of teams and win because Champ is skillful.
Yeah, he's a skilled player.
But he uses Phoenix as a safety net because she's cheap. Justin doesn't use Storm as a safety net. Wolverine as a safety net because they're cheap characters to ensure victory.
I saw Justin using Virgil the other day. Let's not put that on blast.
No, he did, but he doesn't mean it's.
Yo, but my point Virgil though. not anchor Virgil, my point Virgil though.
Alright, Curtis, I'll give an example. Now, say everybody just picked Zero and mastered the character. Like literally only played Zero. Only played Morgan. If they only played these two characters, the game would be whack, and I couldn't decipher who was better than who at a certain point. I can't, because everybody would be doing the same thing.
Here's something that I want to know.
That's why they say all Zero players.
Honestly, I think it's all about who you ask. I think you're okay. I'll give you what you're saying, Sanford, because you're not saying what you're saying is fact. You're saying obviously it's opinion. It's your opinion. Only thing I'm saying is I disagree with your opinion a little bit. And so, like Ryan, he does use a cheap. Ryan and Neo, they both use cheap characters, so to speak, right? But honestly, I really think that people just need to step their game up and stop bitching. Let me tell you why. When I see a Phoenix team, I don't look at that like, oh man, I don't know what to do. This is cheap. Most players, and especially on the East Coast, most players when they play against a Phoenix team, dude, they have no idea what to really do, right? Against that team, right? Just like, when I play against unfamiliar stuff, like me, I don't really know how to play against Hagar very well, right? I don't say it's cheap. I think it's stupid as heck, but I don't say it's cheap. Only thing I'm saying is that in this game, right, I think that, like, you come from Marvel 2. I'm going to tell you, what in the hell game do you know that if your timing is on point, there ain't nothing you can do to block on the incoming if the other person's timing is on point? That's cheap. That you can't get no cheaper than that, Sanford, and you love that game just like me.
Well, listen. All right. I'm gonna tell you something about that game as opposed to this one, since you want to compare. All right. When you get hit in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in a THC, which way do you break the THC?
Which way do you break the THC? You pick the direction.
If you pick the wrong direction, what happens to you, Curtis?
You get bodied. You
die, right? But in Marvel 2, when you get hit, don't you get a chance to live because they have to reset you?
When Josh 360 is not playing, yes.
Bro, Josh 360. Does Josh 360 beat the elites consistently?
I wouldn't say he's an elite yet, but I think if the game would have lived on, he would have probably.
You want to know? No. You want to know why? You want to know why Josh 360 is not an elite?
Why?
Because Iron Man is too hard to play. It actually takes a lot of skill to use Iron Man. It doesn't take much skill to use Phoenix. All you gotta do is get 5 bars, and everybody has a god like Phoenix.
No.
Yes.
That's untrue. What you just said.
You think that's true at all?
Hell no. Or
I think we have a new goal.
So you think Phoenix is hard to use when she has 5 meters?
All right, I'm not trying to put nobody on blast, right?
No. Let's keep it. Let's keep it.
It's just a question.
I do think this is. Look. I would bitch about Phoenix. I'm sorry. I would complain about Phoenix over and over and over again, just like I would complain about Morgan over and over again, right? But what I did was I sat down, took notes, start watching people's matches, and start figuring out ways to decipher how to play the matchup and how to do things differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it like this. With the Phoenix team, there's a give and take, right? Look, at the end, you got the most immaculate end game. But in the beginning...
Curtis, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
When you play ChrisG and he's beating you, do you feel like he's outsmarting you, or do you feel like you can't do nothing about the situations Morgan puts you in?
I feel like...
Keep it real.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
Can you do much about the
situation? If you would have asked me that question, let's say 5 months ago, I would have said, I think he's just beating me on some stupid stuff, right? If you ask me that question today, I think he's just outsmarting me because he's placing those fireballs in a way where it's going to be very difficult for me. But that's because if he's putting me in that position, I blame myself because there's tools that I have to not be in that position.
Right. And I was just saying that you do have tools to get out of the situation, right? But is he thinking as much as you are to get out of the situation? Or is he just putting fireballs putting fireballs on the screen that you really can't stop that well? Because your characters don't have the tools to stop it.
And you're eating chip like crazy.
But look.
Wait, answer the question. Is he really outsmarting you because he's doing a fireball, backwards fireball, unfly, fireball again, repeat, and you have to do X, Y, and Z to stop that one pattern? Do you think that is fair and he's outsmarting you?
If there was absolutely no way to get out of it, right, I would say no, that's not fair. But there's ways to get out of it. There's things that can be done.
So why is it that you consistently lose to this person, if there's ways out of it?
Because I just started figuring out playing against that team. That's why. And now, honestly, right? I don't see this as this entity that's unbeatable, Sanford. I don't see
it as either.
I don't see that team as this broken part of Marvel versus Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3. I just think players need to stop complaining and learn either. Wait,
so let me ask you, before you say that, hold that thought. So before you say that, you don't think that it is an overpowered team and it's this entity that's taking over Marvel vs. Capcom 3, right? So you're telling me that if every single top player, like they did in Marvel 2, played Morgan, Doom, Virgil, that the team wouldn't be ridiculously better than what it is right now in Chris's hands?
Would it be ridiculously? Of course, if everyone was playing it, people would figure out things that people didn't know before. Of course, you're right. I mean, you're walking me into that answer. That's the only answer.
All right. So that's what I'm telling you is that if people really wanted to, they would just pick it because it's easy. It's not easy, but it makes the opponent have very less options.
Like this, Marvel 2. You played. I know you played at least 5 or 6 different teams, right?
I played about 8 to 10 different teams.
But I'm saying tournament ready, like you could throw them in at any time, right?
4 teams.
Okay, I had about 3 that I could put in at any time, right? So, what I'm telling you is that people need to get better at the game. So it's like, oh, I see Phoenix, bam, I click this team, boom. Now it evens the playing field, right? Because Phoenix has excruciatingly bad matchups. So learn some of those characters. Not you, but I'm saying the player that's bitching about Phoenix, you step your game up and you play against Phoenix. Now, obviously, I play against the best Phoenix in the world, right? And I guess I'm coming from a little bit different of a standpoint. But usually, when I see another Phoenix across the board, whether it be Noel's or whether it be Peasy Boys or whether it be, and I'm naming names, and I'm not trying to talk bad, but I'm naming names. When I see their Phoenixes across the board, I almost think I won for free if it gets down to Phoenix. Okay,
and you should because you play the best Phoenix in the world. What I'm saying is, I'm not complaining about Phoenix. I'm not. This is not a complaint. This is never a complaint. I just said for me, for my enjoyment, I like to watch Justin and Yipes play, and that's just because not because of our history, because of the way they played the game. I'm not discrediting people like Champ, people like Flocker for picking the characters that they pick. They pick the characters. They like characters. I'm not discrediting them. I'm just saying they're not in my list of players that are as skillful as Justin Wong or Yipes.
Hey, CJ, Sanford is pretty much saying from a spectator's point of view, you rather see different characters compared to the current staple top tier characters in the current state of
Okay,
Marvel.
I could get with that. I can understand that.
So
And
like, if
you know,
everyone,
Sanford, it's all
if it was like a Morgan Doom versus a Zero May Cry finals, not a lot of people would enjoy it compared to if you saw like a Hagar in the finals or like my team or you saw like a Beautiful Joe or Team Nemo team, stuff like that. People want to see more variety. That's why in Marvel 2, people love watching Josh 360 play because it was Iron Man. It wasn't Magneto, Storm, and Sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I really like. That's like for me personally. That's why I enjoyed the Capcom Cup because Yipes played like multiple people, and I when he was on the show, I had to give him props for that because it's almost regular to see Zero and Virgil and all like the usual suspects. I mean, like, cause I don't discredit people that use those teams because I know that not anybody can just pick.
I'm gonna keep it real as fuck, yo. I don't mind seeing Virgil. I'm just tired of seeing the same Virgil combos. Niggas don't got swag with Virgil. They don't got swag with Virgil. They don't put the crown. They don't put the crown on your head, and they don't do OD combos with them. They don't do OD stuff.
Hey,
they just do rapid slash belts.
That's all they do. That you've never seen before. Okay.
So basically, saying fools need to step they swag up with Virgil.
They don't got combos. They not flashy.
All right, Sanford. I'm taking that as a personal. Challenge.
Basically, what he's saying is they're just doing the same thing over and over.
I mean, that's how that when you have X Factor level 3, you have to do the same old combo over.
Yeah, but Justin. See, my thing is, I'm tired of seeing X Factor level 3 Virgils. I want to see Virgils second, Virgils first. I want to see Virgils go in. I'm tired of seeing the devil. I want to see him fight without the red around him.
Yo, Sanford, Neo.
He doesn't want to see Kaioken.
Sanford. Yes. Sanford, Neo. Neo. He said that you just need to step your shit up, and he still has the best tracks in Marvel 2. That's what he just told me to tell you.
Whatever.
Oh, damn.
I'm serious. Because he lives with me. I'm serious. He told me to tell you that.
That's fine. That's fine. He's over there though.
But other than that though, like Justin, the reason why I like watching players like you play, right, is because like I know that I'm not gonna see anything like flashy, right? I'm not gonna see, but I'm just gonna see a solid game. Kind of like I'm gonna see you block something that most people won't block, right? And things like that. But then the reason why I like to watch players like, other players like Green Ace or like Ryan play is because I know there's going to be someone that's going to get so mad at how badly he beats them with this craziness that he's using, right? And there's different stages. There's different. Obviously, there's your personal feelings towards how the game is progressing. Now, I had said something about like. I do think there's some aspects of Ultimate Marvel Sanford. I do think there's some aspects of it that could be changed. But honestly, this is not a fighting game. These fighting games aren't for fighting game players. These fighting games is to crank games out and to make money. Let's just be honest. CBS 2, Marvel 2, I feel like those are fighting for fighting gamers. I mean, those are for the players. Not so much for the companies. But now, it's different. And I understand the business behind it. But what can you do?
I mean, at the end, it's a business.
Yep.
And like I said, the way games are going now, and I was talking to you about this too, Curse. I was like, they're dying. And unfortunately, I hope, Justin, you're like a diamond level 20 in League of Legends. Because there ain't much more. I mean, fighting games as a whole is just a dying breed.
It's very sad.
I mean, the thing is, that's why I moved to California. It's because a lot of people in the FGC work at video game companies, and I worked for a couple of them before, and pretty much that's what I'm using my leverage for. So that's why I moved to California mainly. It's not because better weather or whatever. It's not the scene. It's pretty much there's more opportunities in California in terms of work, because in New York, video games isn't that strong. It's not that strong. There's so many video game companies in California.
You could have went to Chicago and worked for NRS.
I mean, I didn't even know Chicago had it because when you think about California, in terms of like the gaming, you really think about gaming because E3 is always there. All like their corporate events are always there.
It was originally in Atlanta.
That's okay, Justin. I'm glad you didn't, or I would hate you so fucking much right
Why?
now.
Mouth.
Oh, I would make sure Kung Lao would still be the best character in the game. For sure.
But back on the Marvel topic, I do enjoy watching Champ play because I feel he has some of the best movement in Marvel 3. So the only thing that I don't like about Champ's game is the Phoenix teams. Like I just, it's not that I can't.
I'm going to tell you something, Sanford. On that particularly note, okay, you, Justin, Chris. I know I'm going to be forgetting some people, but these are the 3 people I can think off the top of my head, right? You guys have something that most people don't. You guys have natural talent. Ryan is not naturally talented in video games. I'm not naturally talented. If we stop playing for a while, we start to fall off. I, honest to God, swear that Justin, Chris could literally stop playing for a year and a half, not even look at a game for a year, and still compete like they didn't never leave. And I think that's unfair, but you know what I mean?
I practice all the time. I don't know what you're talking about, CJ.
I'm saying, I know you practice all the time, but I'm saying that you could, like, that you don't have to. Like, Sam.
Just you're that godlike, bro. Real shit. If you just don't play, you're that godlike to just
Ricky,
come.
he's naturally talented, right? And I just think that's what one of your guys' gift is. And I'm saying for myself, I'm not naturally talented. So I feel like, honestly, in Marvel, like you using what you're using, and then let's say me using like a Virgil team or whatever, and you using like the team that you use. I feel like to some extent it evens the playing field because you're naturally talented in the game, and damn, I honestly feel like you could pick up any team and be good with it. I mean, just because.
Wait. First off,
Who's getting romantic here?
Chris just said the one thing that is just so irritating.
I gotta keep it down because there are people sleeping in the house. My fault.
All right.
Listen, the thing I was saying was, you said that we have natural talent. I to an extent I don't agree with that because you have to practice in order to stay sharp. If you don't practice and you play against somebody that practices a lot, you're not gonna do very well no matter how naturally talented you are. That's just the truth. All right. Either they're slacking or they're not. If they're slacking, that's the only reason why you would probably beat them. Nobody is going to dominate if they are slacking. That is the bottom line. Everybody plays. Everybody practices something in training mode. Some people may practice more than others or less than others, but some people don't need to practice as much as others.